to Jake Jackets. Gear up to fire the cannon and hit the ice with your host, Jay Ashdown and Jake Gehringer.
So, Jay.
Yeah.
We have 12 days until the cannon is in optimum position. We can't afford any distractions.
Yeah, baby. Let's get it going.
A little Despicable Me action.
Yeah. I love the reference.
Yeah.
It's a new one. That's a new one for us. I like that.
Yeah, I wanted to do that. I was thinking about it for the past 2 days. I was like, that's like a perfect line.
It is. It is. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
So our buddy Joonas said some interesting stuff in the media recently about Elvis's deal. To just jump right into it.
Yeah. It was interesting. I like it from him, to be honest with you, because I mean, we've known this for years.
So
that Korpi is the kind of guy that wears his heart on his sleeve.
Right. And let's get into this. Let's actually. Okay. So
Read the quote. Yeah.
Yeah. The quote is, and I'm trying to think. This is from Hedger. The full quote. That was super because I had no idea about that. It's business, but frankly, I don't give a fuck what happened. I'm still going to do me. It's still same team, same guys. It's good to be here, and I'm going to push with everything I can. It's not going to change anything for me. So at least it doesn't look like it bothers him. It doesn't sound like it.
I mean, realistically, it does bother him. And it's not... It's not a situation where he's bothered because he loves Elvis, obviously. Those two are close for good reason. But it is a business, like he said, and in the business aspect of it, for his sake, it's not good for him that the Blue Jackets, in terms of his future, committed long-term to Elvis. Because your National Hockey League team, most teams, it's not to say that it can't ever happen, but most teams are not going to commit long-term to two goaltenders. So they essentially chose Elvis over him. And of course, it's going to piss him off. He has 1 year left on his deal. But this could be a good thing for him, man. I mean, this is contract year. And this could be a situation for him where he's going to go in. He's pissed off. He plays best when he's pissed off.
Good motivator.
And, contract. He could be someone that's dealt at the deadline. This could be an opportunity for him to go out, play his best, and maybe he gets a fresh start elsewhere. And
maybe.
I mean, I'm wishing nothing but the best for the guy. I love him.
Oh, obviously. We've loved Korpi ever since he was Bob's backup. Like, are you kidding me?
Well, then when he was in Cleveland helping the Monsters win the Calder Cup in 2016. So he's an awesome guy. He's been pretty good for us since he's been up in the National Hockey League. Obviously, 2019-20 season, he was excellent.
I would love to meet him
in helping us. Oh yeah, like I said, he's always worn his heart on his sleeve. So to hear him say that doesn't surprise me at all. I'm sure he's happy for Elvis, but at the same time, he has his own feelings too, and I'm sure he would have loved to have been the guy here long term. And chances are he's probably not going to be because of this extension.
Sorry for those listening and watching if my voice cracks a lot because my throat is kind of iffy again today. So I apologize for that. Another Columbus thing. I got to find where it actually says this because, all my athletic stuff. So Rinaldo cleared because, of course.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Obviously this just the blurb from the app, not even going into it, just in my notifications, it just says forward is not welcome in camp, and over his vaccination status. We know this, we know the whole story.
Yeah, we're
aware of what the hell's going on, and at this point I'm assuming that with his vax status 90% of his season is gonna be in Cleveland.
Well, didn't they say he wasn't going to play for the Monsters either?
That I don't.
I thought they said that he wasn't even going to be reporting. I think what they said is we're going to honor his contract, He's not going to play for Cleveland or Columbus. If he wants to pursue anything else, he's more than welcome to. So if he wanted to sign with a team that's okay with him not being vaccinated, they would essentially terminate his contract and let him go elsewhere. But until then, they're going to honor his contract and pay him, but he's not going to play anywhere.
Well, I guess that's fair given the circumstance.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's really affecting them that much. He's getting a league min anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, he signed it. So, like, yeah, you got to pay him one way or another. So, sure. It's a weird situation all around. I feel like it's different from Mackenzie Blackwood in a way. And even like Bodie
It's way different.
Like, it's different for Blackwood. It's different for
because
Bodie
those players
Wild.
are good.
That's true. Even Bertuzzi, like Bertuzzi's like two steps ahead of Ronaldo.
Good. Yeah. God, 2. Dog.
4.
I mean, it's about
5.
like 7 or 8. 7 or 8 steps
fair.
ahead of Ronaldo.
Totally fair. I mean, yeah, career fourth line guy versus career like second line guy. First, second.
I don't even know if Ronaldo is good enough to be considered a fourth line guy for his career. He's
at this point he's total fringe guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's guy. It's a good season for Zac Rinaldo if he plays in 10 or more games.
Fair. Again. So they made a few cuts recently because we've been going through preseason, evaluating guys. They've looked great other than blowing the Buffalo lead.
The lead to the Sabres. But I mean, it is what it is. You got like an OHL kid, Jack Graves, and that. Like, I'm not too concerned
Jack Graves,
about that.
yeah. What a name.
It is a great name for a team that's got a lot of great names on it. I mean, he just kind of.
Speaking of goalies and names, there was a guy that wasn't cut that's got a little bit of a reunion. JF Berube is back.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. He's good depth for. I mean, he was really solid in the American League last year, so
that's another 1-year league min deal, right? To a
league min deal guy that's not.
You're a little crunchy.
He's only going to come up in a pinch.
Your audio's a little crunchy.
Oh. How do I fix that?
I don't know if it's like your gain or what it is, but sometimes you're just a little staticky.
Is that better?
That is better.
Okay, I turned my gain down.
So yeah, Berube's back, which is pretty cool to see. Honestly.
Yeah, I like it. Because, I mean, it's solid depth. I mean, you can never have too many goalies. But...
No. And that also meant that Cam Johnson got sent down. Well, he got cut from the camp, but he's going to Cleveland.
Yeah. I wasn't surprised by that.
No, not really. Next one. Oh, yeah, this is really interesting. So I pulled this from our boys at Hockey Hound, reported by Dreger. So the NHL is quietly pushing for female referees, and we could potentially see some in the A at some point this year.
That is pretty awesome for obviously many reasons. I don't know why it has to be a quiet push. This should just be a regular push.
It should.
Frankly, I mean, I'm like many people, like, just get the best damn refs. I don't care if they're male or female. We have a shortage of good refs in the National Hockey League. Get the best refs up here.
Frankly, based off of like the directions of even up calls that we all know is a thing, even one of the best just had to basically forcefully retire last year for doing what we all knew what was going on.
Yes. Like, it's
like the Tim Peel thing is so weird to me.
It's ridiculous. I mean, look, obviously it was bad that he got caught saying that, but at the end of the day, man, he's doing his job. You know, you can criticize him for that,
yeah.
but he's following what the league freaking told him to do. That's on the league, not him. He was a scapegoat in all of it.
And I didn't mean to like make it all about the whole Peel thing, but
it should be brought up
because
when we talk about referees.
He's one of the better referees that we have in this league. Obviously, up until, to that point when he was asked to step away, he was the longest tenured referee in the league.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
And then you have guys like, what's his face from the Vegas Montreal series that didn't call Braden McNabb punching Suzuki in the head and then doing the run the clock thing.
Yeah.
He's another one that's like really tenured, I think, because I think he started in like 2001.
Yeah. That's the problem, man. Like, you're gonna get bad calls sometimes. It happens.
They're humans.
I hate the idea of makeup calls in any sport. You know, if we get screwed because you miscalled something, yeah, it sucks. But don't screw up the game by calling some ticky-tack thing on the other team to make up for it. Just call the game the way that it is.
If you see something, say something. Call the damn thing.
Yes. Because, and here's the other thing that it does. It makes it unfair for teams that are centered around speed and skill. Mm-hmm. It does. Because, I mean, if you're a physical-ass team playing a team like the Leafs in the playoffs, oh, my God, you get away with murder in a playoff series against them, knowing damn well you're going to have just about as many power plays as they do.
The SDPN guys had that exact conversation when the Tin Peel thing happened. Like,
exactly. Like, it's any team that's naturally really talented that centers their team around offensive speed, skill, things like that. They get screwed in all of it.
And I mean, piling on to that, like more with Connor McDavid calling out officials in the playoffs, like what we talked about
an episode or two ago. Yeah. Do you know how bad it has to be to get him to speak out like that?
Exactly.
Connor freaking McDavid. That's what
right, because he never says anything.
Exactly. This guy doesn't say anything. I don't know. Like, I can't in my head actually hear his voice. I don't memorize what he sounds like.
I can kind of hear it, but only vaguely because of certain, watching
I know
highlights and that kind of thing.
He sounds like Ovi, Crosby, players like that.
I mean, Ovi's a loudmouth anyway because he's been like,
yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean though. And even Crosby's not that loud, but you hear him at least enough that what he sounds like. Mm-hmm. We barely hear from this dude. He's the best player in the freaking league. We barely hear from him. I don't know what he sounds like. I can picture it maybe, but you know what I mean. And that.
If you want to know what Connor sounds like, you need to really just watch post games and hope for a somewhat good cliche answer. That's the only way you're going to get anything out of Connor McDavid.
Yeah, well, he's panting and sweating and everything like that, like they do, anytime it's in between periods.
Oh, yeah. The in-between period ones are the worst ones.
They're the worst because they give you nothing, and it's like, we gotta get pucks in deep.
Keep skating.
Play our game. If we cycle the puck, just keep being physical and wear them down. That we should be good.
Who's one of the worst panters that you've heard in any of those? I know Boone is really bad with that.
See, here's the thing. I can't give you an answer because I can't give you one player that I've ever heard of and been like, wow, he's not panting a ton.
Right.
Unless of course you're interviewing a guy who played 4 minutes in the first period.
Oh yeah, interviewing some plug.
Yeah, some plug who doesn't play
like Zac Rinaldo.
Yeah. Exactly. If Zac Rinaldo's out there breaking a sweat, he's not doing his job properly.
Right. Anyway, that's again tangents and beside the point. Female refs, really cool. Honestly.
Yeah, it's really good. They need to do it.
I want to say there was. I wish I could remember her name right off the bat. But she was like the first female linesman in the OHL, in the Ontario Hockey League. And she was just named that like this past week.
Kristen Welsh.
Kristen Welsh, yes. And congrats to her, because awesome. Like, come on.
Yeah, I remember recently, because I'm pretty sure she went to Robert Morris.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah.
You just know so many people from their alumni connections, huh?
Well, because I mean, I did like a lot of digging with Robert Morris this past week, because I did the article that you liked this week about the kid who transferred from Robert Morris.
Yeah,
so I was doing
article,
a lot of deep diving.
The article that you are using our branded Twitter to like plug your own shit and like your own shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Come on, man. It's a brand. Don't do that. Like, I know it's us and we like co-run the Twitter account, but like, come on, man. Don't boost your ego by liking stuff with our branded Twitter.
Come on, man. That's me, though.
Oh, man. Some tough stuff, because we have some updates on the we have a lot of updates actually that I want to talk about with the Smerek Deniskin case.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So the discipline was absolute horseshit, because
there was discipline there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Because the discipline that Deniskin got was, and air quotes for those of you not watching, was, I mean, okay, so the wording was a little ambiguous, and the now former manager of the UHL, which we'll get to, said in his tweet about the discipline was he meant to say and, but he said or.
Mm-hmm.
So basically he gets 13 games and this fine. So he's getting the fine too. But the fine is like this really teensy little, like it's the equivalent of not even 2,000 American dollars.
Yeah. And granted, because they're not making that much money. So like, fair. But still, it's the fact that this guy's going to be able to play again.
Yeah, exactly.
He should be banned. He really should just be banned.
Yeah, the Luc Tardif, who's, president-elect over there at the IAHF. So I don't know how much power he has right now, because he's not like assumed office.
Yeah.
He should still step in though and do something.
Yeah. He should at least be in someone's ear and be like, hey, this is fucking horseshit. What are you doing?
This is absolute garbage, and we can't have this, let alone in our sport, not just the league, but in the sport. And
this is like the most disappointing thing about all of this is we talk about this all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time it feels like this sport is taking a step forward.
Well, because it was
some shit like this happens and we take steps back.
Right, because we had the stuff in the bubble with the forming of that alliance and the kneeling, which, I mean, I have my own thoughts about the kneeling.
Right.
But that's beside the point. Just, can we stop? Can we just be a society and a sport and inclusive like we're supposed to be? Like, can we just get along with people? I don't care what you look like. If you're cool with me, I'll be cool with you. It's not that hard.
It's really not.
It's really not.
It's crazy. Like, and this is like happening time and time again. They had the opportunity to really make a statement.
Yeah.
And that would help out the sport so much.
You know what statement they made?
Completely fucked it up.
You know what statement they made? They fired.
The statement they made is
they fired Kovalev, or I think it's like Koyalev or Kovalev, something like that. I retweeted his thing. I think I replied to his thing.
The manager.
Yeah, they fired the GM of the league, which is absolutely just weird and not cool. Especially because, he's on the right side of this.
Yeah.
He's standing up for Jalen. Like,
Yeah, basically
Like he
what
should.
this league is telling you is, oh man, it sucks that he did that. But everybody's human. He deserves a second chance. It's like, fuck you.
No,
Stop it.
Deniskin does
Stop it.
not.
No, he does not deserve it. He doesn't. What is he going to learn
Sorry
from
about
this?
that. That was my
That he could. That
that was my
like,
Chrome
he's
notifications.
going to learn that he can do this, and all he gets is a 13-game suspension.
He'd probably get less than the K, honestly.
Probably. Oh my god! Don't even get me started about that freaking league.
Well, because I remember you retweeted something about Virtanen's first goal.
Yeah, Jake Virtanen.
Yeah.
It's like it's already bad enough that they have that guy in that freaking league. It's the fact that they're promoting him too, which makes it even worse.
Yeah, but this is bad. All I gotta say is, why the fuck fire this guy?
Makes no sense.
Why?
No sense. It's ridiculous.
Why? That's literally I can't answer. All I can do is ask why.
The worst part about all of this is what we talk about so many times on this podcast with some of the controversies in hockey. Yeah. We talk about how the assholes are the ones that we talk about, and the people who put up with it are the ones we talk about. We talked about with Logan Mailloux. Stop talking about him.
Stop talking about him. Help the woman.
This asshole. Can we just talk about Jalen Smerek for a second?
Exactly. And it's like,
like
when the Mitchell Miller stuff happened, it's like, can we talk about Crothers? Like, can we talk about Meyer Crothers? Can we not talk about Mitchell? Can we talk about
let's talk about Isaiah. It's every freaking time. Every time. The victims in this always get lost in the weeds.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
And I
hate it. And I feel so bad for Jalen Smerek. This guy is sitting out for the right reasons. And
he shouldn't be the one sitting out.
No, absolutely not. I'm clowns over there.
All I've been able to do over this topic is throw my hands up in disgust and
and that's what you and I do all the time with this damn sport. How many times have we done that? This freaking what this is like our 10th episode or something like that.
This is episode 15, which is actually awesome. And
episode 15, damn,
we're on episode 15 already. How cool is
still, that? Episode 15. Was this like the 6th or 7th podcast we've had to talk about something ridiculous like this?
Yeah, this is
God. I just want to talk about some fucking hockey, man.
I can't wait for like I said at the top, we have 12 dice until the Canyon's in optimum position.
Exactly, and it's like we're stuck here talking about the assholes of hockey, and I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah. Well,
is anybody listening? Support Jalen Smerek. You fucking
support Jalen Smerek and support, this former manager that just lost his damn job.
Someone better hire him soon,
please.
For real.
And it better be a good league.
NHL. You want to make a statement here? Hire this guy.
Bring him in as an assistant GM or a scout. Yeah. Bring him in somewhere.
I don't know. Bring him in. He can make the coffee for all I care. Someone employ him.
Exactly.
Make a statement. Stand for something.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, getting away from that garbage, essentially.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure I've got. So the IIHF can't, just to wrap this up, they can still internationally ban him, and they should.
They should immediately. Yeah, they should.
Anyway.
Should already be done, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I feel bad because I actually did have Kirsten's name in my notes. When we were talking about the female refs, I just forgot to look. Oops.
Oh. Happens.
Next thing. Starting here in 6 days as of recording this. By the way, do you like my new hat? This is like my fourth.
Dude, I love the hat. I was gonna make a comment. I like it a lot.
My grandma got the hat.
It's nice and sick. I love the outline of the jackets. Like,
yeah, the logo
red.
at the top
It's
and
nice.
the bottom.
Yeah, I like it.
It's funny because I went from being a guy that like never wears hats to like now I wear 4 on a regular basis.
Mhm.
Like I have this one now. I have this one now. I have the Kraken hat. Right, I've got the Kivy hat, and I've got obviously the Crab People hat. Shout out to my SCPN peeps. And you still need to join the damn server.
Oh yes. You never sent me the link. I'm just gonna blame it on you.
Dude, you go to their website. It's there.
Send me the link, and I will do it.
Okay, fine.
Do you love how I just turned that on you?
You asshole. You're such a dick. I love you.
That's what you get for calling me out earlier in the podcast about remembering my own brand.
Okay.
Screw you for not letting me like my own Bachelor tweets.
You're just boosting like counts. I'm like, this is worse.
Dumb tweets.
This is worse inflation than 2008.
Oh man.
Anyway, Montreal is finally going to have full capacity, and that starts in 16.
Good.
So they're going to have full capacity right from the get-go.
Good. That's what we love to see. I wish they could have gotten it for the playoffs.
For the final?
You know, they did their best. The final would have been sick.
Dude.
Or even just like for the first round of the playoffs, could you imagine they just Sperry Kotkaniemi goal against the Leafs if that was a full crowd?
Oh, the Game 6 winner? Oh.
Yeah. But speaking of him, real quick, just a quick side note, he's been having a pretty good preseason for Carolina, so it'll be interesting to see, man.
It's fun because like preseason is all about like checking on individual players and seeing how they do. And Sperry's looking great.
And so is Christian Dvorak.
Dvorak looks awesome. Jonathan Drouin looks all right. Coming back.
I'm hoping he has a really good year, man. I'm really pulling for him.
Me too. And then obviously from our guys, like looking at Cole and Jagerbaum.
Dude, Cole looks like he belongs out there, man. And Jaeger, oh my god, dude, his shot is so much grosser than I thought it was.
Well, see, this is why we called out Caitlin in the last show, for coming up with Jagerbaum.
Which is awesome. But like, seriously, his goal against the Penguins, like,
I was like, my
jaw dropped.
What a laser! Like, and the feed from Sillinger was like, oh,
yeah, dude.
Those two.
I'm telling you, this is like kind of exciting because like the one good thing about being a rebuilding team, and I feel like this is going to be more of a retool than anything, but when you don't have the expectations of the playoffs, you don't have the stress of it, and you can just look at some of the young guys and be like, I'm so excited for this player and this player and this player. This is going to be fun.
Okay. You want to know regulars that I think, like, just before we get into our next thing? Regulars that I think look good so far? Boone, obviously. Boone always looks great. And, Oliver, of course, my guy.
Yeah, of course. The maestro.
Let's go. And honestly, the two guys that we got in the trade, going for their first full seasons.
Jake Bean's looking pretty good.
No.
Looking pretty good.
Patty and Jack was who I was talking about.
Okay, fair. Yeah, dude, Jack. I saw a tweet like earlier. I don't know if you brought this up or not, but I'm just gonna repeat. Like, I can't remember who said, but they're just like, Jack looks arrogant with the puck.
It's nice to have that out of a hometown product, right?
He's got this so much confidence. It's turning into arrogance. Yes. And every time he enters the zone, he's like,
Love it.
I'm going to make a play.
I'm loving it from him. This is mine now.
Yeah.
And then the same with Patty. Like, those two are going to work so well together with just how confident those two normally are.
Yeah.
And then Jake looks like he's just having a blast. Jake Voracek looks
Dude,
like
I forgot how much I loved him. I'm so happy having him back. Like, obviously, I'm gonna miss Cam, but it's
Same.
awesome having Jake back.
Have you seen all the promotional material with like Cam and Gritty?
I have, and it's kind of sad because I'm like, oh, I love this guy, but like I'm rooting for him in Philly.
I know.
I know the Flyers fans are gonna love him, and he's gonna do
know.
great there, and I'm happy for him. He did so much for us.
I want to see him play with Hayes and Joel.
Yeah,
honestly.
that'd be fun.
Be a fun
dude,
line.
I'd love to just see that, just like those two like lined up together.
Yeah.
Kevin Hayes, who's like 6'5", and Cam is like
and little
5'8".
tiny 5'8" Cam.
Yeah. It's not quite Zdeno Chara against Nathan Gerby, but
right, but it's close enough. Okay. Friend, well, not even a friend of the show, but our favorite general manager finally did something.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy boy got her done.
Yeah, I do. This is gonna always, this podcast is Blue Jackets podcast, and it always comes back to the Arizona Coyotes and Jim
and the
Benning.
Vancouver and Jim Benning. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know what? For as much shit as we give Jim Benning, I'm actually really, really impressed. This is tidy pieces of work for both of these contracts.
I like both of these deals.
I love the Quinn deal, man.
Quinn's the one. It's funny because like I thought Pettersson was the one that they were going to go long term on, but no, they went Bridge. They went 3 times 7.35.
Bridge makes sense for Pettersson. He's going to get a big payday. I'm stunned. Like, True. Man, Quinn, I thought he could have gotten so much more money.
Quinn got locked, and I love it.
Yeah. It's good for them, man. I mean, I'm telling you. This guy, I mean, they're paying him right now what they're paying him with this contract. It's appropriate for what he is right now.
Right.
If he gets even better defensively, which he will,
he's going to cash in.
This is going to be a steal. This is going to be a steal in like 2 to 3 years.
Oh, yeah. He just needs...
Especially with how defensemen are getting paid nowadays.
Right, because the market, it was weird because
that's what stunned me the most.
Because we didn't end up talking about these deals with guys like Cal Peterson in LA and the Dahlin deal. But Dahlin's what, like 3 times 6? 3
times 6, which is reasonable. But I'm stunned. I'm not surprised by that because he said, he's been very up and down the last couple of years.
And it's Buffalo.
Granted, I mean, he's on the Sabres, so like, I'm not going to criticize him for that. But with Quinn, I was like, yo, Zach, look at how much Zach is making. He just made that much amount of money and Quinn only got this. I thought he was at least going to get like 8.5 if they were going to go long term.
Well, then, you look at Zach, you look at Seth, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what surprises me, man. You look at those deals. If you would have told me, oh, they're going to lock Quinn Hughes up to a 6-year deal, I would have been like, oh, they're paying him at least 8.5 a year.
Right.
This is going to work from Jim Benning, man.
They got him under 7.5. Or no, they got him just under 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
If they can find a way to get rid of the Oliver Ekman-Larsson contract in a couple of years, man, they might be all right.
Watch, he'll end up back on our favorite desert dogs.
That's the crossover I need.
No, I don't.
The good thing is, if you give me like 2 minutes, I could Photoshop a picture of what Oliver Ekman-Larsson could look like in a Coyotes jersey.
Quick note on the other. I just you son of a bitch. I love that. Sly ass dog.
What, man? Dude, I'm so good.
You're so good.
Oh, look at him in a Kachina.
I know.
Damn, I work fast.
God damn you.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so just to tie up the other RFAs, because we were really, really excited when we found out about Petey and Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Brady's the only one left.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, I can't remember who exactly had this, whether it was like Dregs or Frege, something like that. One of our regular like reporters that we look for. Right. Apparently the biggest holdup is signing bonuses.
That makes sense. Now, have you heard anything on if they're going this long term or short term?
I've heard both. I think because I think I was listening to 32 Thoughts like on my way home. It was like the last thing I listened to at work today.
Yeah.
Still weird calling it 32.
Yes, I didn't want to say because I didn't want to interrupt you, but when you said it, I was like, I was shivering.
Right. But I was listening to 32 Thoughts, and they were talking about Brady and how that's going. And the biggest thing that I heard Freege talk about was like the fact that he has such a good relationship with DJ Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
That's fair.
I think that would help in terms of making it a shorter deal. So what I think is happening is like Brady obviously wants a longer term, right? And a bigger, because that means bigger paycheck. Right?
Yes.
And I think that the team also wants to keep him, and build around him because he's the guy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like
as far as rebuild is concerned, he's the guy that him and Shabbat are the guys.
Yeah, it's him and Thomas. Yeah. So basically, the biggest thing is they just need to come to some sort of middle ground, right?
Yeah.
So I think if they can come to terms with somewhere between 4 and 6
million.
No, 4 and 6
years. Okay. I was thinking like for this case, like if you could manage like a 3x7.
A 3x7?
Or even a 3x7.5.
So essentially just another bridge.
I think a bridge is probably the one that makes the most sense because we've seen some really good things out of this guy. I'm not sure I've seen enough out of him that I want to give him over $8 million a year and commit to him 8 years.
Other than his fucking ugly ass
face. A lot of money. It's a lot of money, man. I like how he plays. I like the style that he brings. But
yeah, because him and Matthew play, they're Tkachucks. Like,
yes,
hell.
Yeah, like that's their game. But like, I don't know, because here's the question. Like, I mean, if you were a team right now, would you give Matthew an 8-year contract worth $8.5 million? It's a tough one.
I mean, if I'm Brad Treliving, yes, because he's the guy that I want to build around. He is the guy in Calgary.
Yeah, and that's fair. But it's still a tough decision, isn't it?
Sure.
And this is with Matthew, and Brady's not at that level.
Brady's not. I mean? Yeah, Brady's not. He's like I don't want to say like one step below Matt.
At this point in his career, isn't he Milan Lucic with the Bruins? With the potential to get even better.
That's a pretty good fair comparison, honestly. Yeah.
Like, I mean, you think of like 2011 when the Bruins won the cup, like that 2011 to 2013 period where the Bruins won the cup and went to the final, like that 3-year period. That Milan Lucic is kind of what we see from Brady Tkachuck. Are you paying that player $8.5 million for 8 years? I'm not sure I want to do that. I want to give him a bridge before I do that. Is my point.
Right. Yeah. That just makes me miss Nathan Morton.
Oh God! I mean, I could go on for hours. How sad I was that didn't work out, man. I
know.
Great person.
Yeah, honestly, and probably the same for Clarkson. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ties up RFAs. You ready to talk about the Coyotes?
Oh God, what do they do now?
So this has been making news for like a week or two.
God, can this team stay out of the freaking news for a week?
Okay, so this is something that's actually not like devastating. It's something that's just kind of weird. It's something that's just kind of interesting. So
fair enough.
if I can actually find. Okay. So they're relaxing their dress code.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, which honestly, I think that's
okay.
kind of cool.
Oh,
Like, because
they did something nice.
yeah, like the NHL has always been like this, strict suit and tie presentation.
Suit and tie.
Like
Yeah.
that's it, right?
Right. But look at the NBA.
Look at
Like,
the
they
NBA
always
and
get.
look at the NFL. Look at Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam.
Like,
I mean, hell, even Brady. They always get shots of Brady when he's coming in with.
Yeah, Tom gets pretty swagged out.
He does. Drip Lord Tom.
And
I mean,
honestly,
if you look at the NBA stars, they're always paying like attention to LeBron. They love paying attention to Russell Westbrook. Like, it'd be interesting to see some players with personality do that. Now, it's interesting that the Coyotes are the first team to do it, considering that most people don't even know who's on the roster right now.
right. I think it's going to be fun to see guys like Chikrin and, see how they're able to. Did you just think Phil Kessel?
No, I was thinking you were sitting there just being like Chikrin, and I was like, is he struggling to think of a second Coyotes player right now?
You know what was funny is, like, I had the slightest blank, and then I briefly wanted to say Louis Eriksson.
No, dog, I would have lost it.
Dude, he's got a goal already in preseason. What?
Oh my god.
He actually looks good.
I need this guy to drop like 20 goals this season just so we can make fun of the Canucks again.
Well, it's funny because like we're you and I are doing a fantasy league with some SDPN server folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna call this motherfucker out on air right now for complaining about the way I scored this league.
Oh, I thought you were gonna call me out again. I was like, yeah, you've already done it enough today.
No. I'm not gonna be that asshole. But like, I scored the league the way I did for a reason.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's getting off on a whole other thing. I think that's cool that the Yotes are doing that, and I think other teams should follow suit, unless you're Lou Lamoriello.
I agree. No, yeah, the Islanders have to stay that way.
Yeah.
The Island, dude, Lou Lamoriello is like the only guy who could like get away with not doing it. Like, if every team in the league's like, you know what, we're gonna lax a little bit, let players show their personality. Lou Lamoriello is like, no, I'm not doing that. Everybody would just be okay with it.
No, exactly. Like, Lou is like 10 Hut to the core. Like, he's
exactly.
His rules are so strange though, but I mean, I get it. Like, it's full professional image. Like, that's Lou's whole thing.
Man, I'm telling you, you know what? Winning heals all.
Honestly. The Athletic came out with some really kind of fun articles over the last couple of days. And I wanted to look at them. So there's the one that I got to go to Twitter for very, very quickly. Come on. It's a simple concept. It's the hope-o-meter. Which fan bases have the most hope? How optimistic are you for this season as a fan base? Just really, I can't just open it in my app from Twitter. This is dumb. Because like, it won't let me read the full thing unless I just go into my app, and then I'd have to search for it. Shoot. I don't know. But honestly, here, I'm just gonna go to the app and try to find it. So bear with me. I know you got
we'll bear with you for a second.
I know you got a thing, but bear with me. Maybe NHL meter, because I wish it just had a thing, like, I wish it just, like, you clicked on what the notification popped up was, and then it took you to the thing, but it doesn't. It takes you to your homepage. That's one thing about the Athletics app that I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Business notebook. LeBron, all the season previews. Come on. Dom, stop taking up my feed. Oh my goodness. I can't. This is stupid. Okay. This is stupid. Oh, wait, here. Okay. So let's go into this one first because I'm able to actually click on this and open it. So this is the 10 most hopeless teams.
Okay, let's go.
From Down Goes Brown. Number 10, Vancouver.
Yeah,
Yikes.
fair enough.
Columbus is, I'm just going to try to find if Columbus is in here. Number 9, Nashville. 8, San Jose. 7, LA. 6, Detroit. We're at number 5. So
number 5.
Not as bad as I thought, I guess. Projections say about 78 points, last in the Metro, 1 in 25 chance of making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Are they just talking about for this season?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then that's fair.
And this says, hear me out. The Jackets are the first team we've met on our list that has a new coach. So yeah, you got to give some wiggle room for Lars. And on top of that,
exactly.
Is that, all the new additions that we've got with Jake, both Jakes, honestly.
Exactly. Yes.
Returning Jake and new Jake.
Yeah.
And then of course, Patty Line is going to be full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah, I'm excited for Patty this year because he's like the most blunt player ever, and he's just like, "Yeah, I was dog shit last year."
Exactly.
I feel like he's gonna have a big year.
Yeah, I love it because it's like somebody that actually talks about things. That's sad. I lost the hopometer. But I mean, we know we're on the downswing article, so.
That's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just how things go.
It's just how rebuilds are.
Exactly.
From Lafreniere to Zadina, predicting one breakout star for all 32 teams. So obviously, I'm just going to skip ahead. Oh, never mind. Because some of these are actually pretty interesting. For the Ducks, we got Zegras. Because, of course.
Yeah. Because he's going to be amazing.
Because he's Trevor Zegras. Mm-hmm. Coyotes, Barrett Hayton. I want to see Hayton do well this year for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. I want to see him break out this year.
Yeah. Bruins, Jeremy Swayman. He played really well.
I like Swayman a lot. I loved him at Maine. Man. I've been talking about this guy for years. I'm excited for him.
The boys at your current location, Casey Middlestat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Casey Mills. There's a lot of reasons to be excited about him because he was playing really well under Donnie Meatballs. So
Donnie Meatballs. God, I'm not going to.
Which is the greatest nickname ever. Greatest nickname ever.
Oh man. For the Flames, Mangiapane. Yes, please.
I love what I saw from him last year.
Please.
Analytic darling.
Andrew, yeah. From the geek over here.
Yep.
Carolina, who do you think? Just take a wild guess.
Well, like players that you should be excited about. I mean, I'm sure they're probably like Kotkaniemi.
That's the guy.
Yeah. Figured as much.
I do love that this says Kotkaniemi is obviously overpaid for the season. For Chicago, Lucas Reichel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see more from Lucas. I want to see more from Kubalik. I want to see, Doc have a big year too.
Doc is the one I really want to see have a big year, especially after what happened last year. I felt bad for him.
Yeah, and
he's a good player.
It's nice that Taser's back too.
Yeah.
Love that Johnny's back. For the Avs, Burakovsky.
Yeah.
dude, this guy's actually been like so like weirdly on fire and under the radar over the last 2 years that it's like, okay,
I mean, talk about a guy who's had a fun career, man. I mean, he went from the Capitals and then to
the Avalanche.
The Avalanche. Like that's pretty. Like this guy doesn't know what it's like to lose.
Like that's just fun. Yeah. You ready for our guy?
Yeah.
Sexy Taxi.
Ooh, yep.
Alex Texier.
He's the guy that I feel like we're not talking about this year for how interesting he's going to be.
I really want to see him play 2C.
Yeah.
I want to see him play 2C.
That would be nice.
Like I am like, you can see the determined in my eyes for that. The determination. Dallas Gurianov, he already kind of broke out though, didn't he? A little bit.
I felt like, well, I mean, he had a step back last year, so.
Kind of. Red Wings, like they said in the headline, Zadina. I want to see him take a big step. Oilers, Puljujarvi.
Puljujarvi, that makes sense.
Panthers, Owen Tippett. Kings, Gabe Velarde.
Okay. That makes sense, yeah.
For the Wild, Jordan Greenway.
Okay.
I kind of thought Eriksson Ek myself, but
I mean, he's already like out there, man. I mean, he's a great player.
He did get a big deal.
So, yeah.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Greenway does. For the Habs, I bet you can't guess. Another one I'm gonna have you guess.
You're gonna have me guess the Habs one?
Yeah.
Is it Cole Caulfield?
Nope.
Really?
It's our boy Nick Suzuki.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I just felt like he already was like kind of broken out already.
I know, same. Especially after like the treatment after being traded by Vegas.
Yeah.
And just not being given a chance there, and then he just lights it up. Automatic.
I don't know. I feel like he's already kind of broken out. I felt like the consensus would have been Cole Caulfield.
Well, that's the thing. It is like now he is their definitive 1C.
Yeah, that's true.
So he now gets a chance to show that. For Nashville, Tolvey.
Oh, yeah. We saw him start to come out of his shell a little bit last year. I think he's going to have a big year this year.
I'm so excited, and that's not just because I saw his brother play college.
Fair enough.
For the Devils, Jack.
Yeah.
Hughes has to have
Makes
a big.
Sense.
Well,
yeah.
I shouldn't say Hughes because now that Luke's there,
right.
I shouldn't just say Hughes. Jack, I really, please, I want to see a big year. It's gonna be interesting seeing if he's like gonna play with Tatar. You want to guess for the Isles? Okay.
It's either gonna be Wallstrom or Dobson.
Numero uno. Wallstrom.
Okay. Figured as much.
Well, he'll look good this year.
Yeah.
Well, like I think
it's the Islanders. It's the Islanders.
I think he might take like Everly's spot. You know,
he could. Yeah, that is a role they could put him in.
Yeah.
He's dynamic enough.
Yeah. For the Rangers, of course. Like we read it in the headline because, of course, Ottawa, Jimmy Stutz.
Yeah, I figured as much.
And I mean, they do mention that last year we saw it come out of Norris and Drake.
Yeah.
You know,
let me guess Flyers. I got two people that I can think. Okay. One of them could be like breakout in terms of like bouncing back, could be Carter Hart. The other one I'm thinking might be Morgan Frost.
You're wrong on both counts.
Oh, which one? Who is it?
Who's our favorite guy?
Our favorite guy. We have a lot of favorite guys.
The guy that you can't help but root for.
Oh, Oscar.
Oscar.
Okay, I don't know. I feel like he's just kind of already broken out a little bit, but
Well, that was the thing, was he was supposed to break out the year that he had his diagnosis.
and he was playing well. Okay, that that's fair. That's fair.
So
I'm definitely rooting for him, man. Hope he does well.
You have to, like, come on. We talked about this a couple episodes ago. Like, he is just one of those guys that you root for no matter who your team is.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. This is a name that you probably might not know.
P.O. Joseph.
Bingo.
I figured as much.
He's gonna look under Sullivan's system like full time.
Yeah.
For the Sharks, it's Mario.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought
UMass kid.
I honestly thought they were going to say someone like Knyzhov, because Knyzhov actually looked really good last year.
That's true.
Take a guess at Seattle, because it could be all of them.
It could be. God, I don't even
Darts
even
at the dartboard, right?
Yeah. Not even gonna guess for this one.
Not even gonna guess. Let me just
Not even gonna guess.
spill the beans. Okay.
Just spill it.
Vince Dunn.
Okay.
What's
I
funny?
would have guessed him.
What's funny is the little blurb. All it says is he is going to receive more playing time in a new setting, and his numbers could increase on the power play. That's all they said.
Yeah. It's big. Sometimes you just need a bigger role, you know?
Yeah. Blues. I could have gone one of two ways here. They went one way. They went with Robert Thomas. They went with
Fair enough.
They went with the smooth guy.
Yeah.
You like that? You like that?
I do. I love it when they make those references.
God, that's honestly my favorite. Like,
Robert Thomas and Carlos Santana.
I love that song so much. Like,
It's a great song.
When Santana worked with Rob, and then when Santana worked with Chad Kroeger on both friggin' Why Don't You and I and Into the Night. Oh,
yeah,
I loved it. But yeah, Robert Thomas is due for a big year. Honestly, the other guy I thought of was like Jordan Kyrou. You know?
Yeah, that would have been a good one too.
Tampa, somebody that literally we've talked about since the expansion draft. Ross Colton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would have guessed Cal Foot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, literally, like, nobody shut up about Ross, like, ever since Yanni got picked.
Yeah, true. Because that's fair, because that's the role they're going to put him in.
Well, because, like, didn't they lose Joseph too? Somewhere? Didn't Matthew Joseph leave?
Did they trade him to the Ducks?
I don't know where, but I feel like they moved him.
They traded someone to the Ducks.
They moved, yeah, I don't know. For the Maple Leafs.
No, we're just stupid. He's still playing.
Oh, is he?
Who did they trade to the Ducks? Who did they trade to the Ducks? They traded someone.
Voronkov, maybe? Or Volkov.
Volkov, yes.
Yeah.
That's who I was thinking of.
Why did I say? I think I still got jackets on the braid. That's why I said Voronkov.
Yeah. You were kind of on the right. You were on the right track.
I was in the right vicinity. For the Leafs, do you want to take a guess on this one?
Probably Nick Robinson or Travis Dermott.
Nope. 0 for 2. I'm gonna give you the 3-strike count.
Is Timothy Liljegren?
No, which surprises me.
Who is it? Who is it?
Michael Bunting.
Wow.
He's gonna play. He's gonna play with Austin and or John. So, yeah.
All right, I guess that's fair.
Vancouver.
That's not who I would have gone with, but fair enough.
Fair, yeah.
For breakout, it could be Vasily Podkolzin.
Bingo.
It is?
It's Vasily,
Okay.
yep.
Okay.
For Vegas, we saw this guy a little bit in the playoffs. He looked pretty good. Peyton Krebs.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's
Look at you roll your eyes.
I forgot that he was there. I forgot.
Dude, he's been reading this. It looks like he spent the entire off season working on his shot with patches.
Oh.
So that'll be fun to
So
see.
maybe those two will work together.
Yeah. Obviously these are all like attributed to like, either the writers of the two contributors strictly on this article or individual writers, like, the one for Peyton was from Jesse Granger, of course.
Right.
Caps. This is a guy that we've heard about a lot, like periodically, like even in his days in another Metro Division team.
Oh, so is it? Wait, for the Caps?
For the Capitals.
So he was on another team, and now he's on the Caps.
Yes.
Daniel Sprong.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
Look at you making guesses, being smart.
Yeah, baby.
For once in your life.
Look at my intelligence.
Look at my big brain.
Through the roof.
And to wrap it up, in the peg, he's one of our favorite guys. Like, we can't stop talking about this guy.
Breakout for the Jets. Why am I not thinking of who it could be? Young player.
He did a really cool thing last postseason.
Logan Stanley.
Nick Ehlers.
Wait, what?
I don't know why.
What? No, I wasn't even thinking Nick Ehlers. I'm like, he's already broke. He's well broken out.
Well, that's the thing. Okay. I'm going to read this quote and then we're going to move to, something, a little tiny tidbit. And then we're going to move on to our last little surprise. So reading this quote, it's not exactly fair to call Winnipeg's points per minute leader in each of the past two seasons a breakout candidate. That said, Ehlers has been limited to a second line role at 5-on-5 while being kept off the top power play unit because, Scheif and Wheeler are hogging spots.
Mm-hmm.
If we're being honest, like those two are just being prima donnas and hogging spots.
Yeah. How dare they?
Being kept off the first power play unit. I think we're at a point of the 25-year-old Ehlers where he's been too good for too long to be denied the kind of minutes that make gifted players' production soar. So, yes.
So basically what they're saying is this guy has already broken out, but he's going to break out even more with a higher role, which means he's going to become an even better player. He's going to be looked at as one of the NHL's elites, which he already should be.
He should, yes. So
okay, I get that.
Speaking of funny tie-ups, did you see the post that the Sharks made about players getting haircuts?
No.
And how people were freaking out over short-haired Erik Karlsson?
Oh, I didn't see any posts, but like my buddy showed me a picture of Erik Karlsson with short hair, and I was like, oh, that's different.
San Jose is no more.
You know what? Change the identity. I don't mind it.
Honestly. Ooh. Breaking news. Workers on site at Nationwide. Oh, this is kind of technically a meme because it's from our guys at 614.
Mm-hmm.
The picture's a meme. But yeah, I doubt that. it wouldn't surprise me. Elvis will be the 5th player featured at the Front Street entrance.
Okay.
I mean,
Awesome.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Corpy's at the back entrance with Gavi and did you notice that? Like the artillery guys were tweeting about it, like Corpy in the back entrance. Does that confirm Elvis is the starter? Like they were having fun with that.
Because everyone the fans love to do speculation and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Now, the thing that we have been trying to do for over 2 weeks. Let's talk some trashers.
Yeah.
I fucking love this documentary. And this is going to be a full spoilers doc. Like this is going to be a full spoilers review.
So it was, there's so much about it that I didn't know.
I will say that I wish I knew.
I was watching this.
Before we get into it, I just want to say I wish I knew how to do timestamps. So if you want to avoid spoilers, then, skip to this mark, but I don't know how to do that yet.
So just stop listening.
So yeah, grin and bear it, or just pause it and go watch it.
And then come back.
Yeah.
So obviously I was exhausted watching this. So there might have been some things that I missed, but there was so much about this edit. Because when we first talked about it, like I didn't really know like what to expect. I was like, trash. It was probably some stupid like 80s team that I've never heard of. This happened in like 2005.
This is the most badass story ever.
Mike Rupp was on this freaking team.
It was like you had okay. So, this is basically, this documentary is a mafia movie.
Yes.
With a
real
hockey
life
team.
Tony Soprano.
Yeah. Like
guy expanded the 750 seat like arena into 3,000 seats. Spent
the actual like FBI
money.
Stuff is what caught me.
Yeah. And he
what?
put his freaking 17-year-old kid in charge of the team.
AJ is the best.
Yeah.
I'm just going to flat out say AJ's the fucking man.
Yeah, for real. That's so dope. And just being like, you know what, we're just going to make this team a bruising team.
And Jimmy Galante is scary as fuck.
He is. He's
like
a scary dude.
Oh.
I think what I love most about this was like after like seeing some of the things that they were doing and how it was run, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be a clown show. And then seeing that they were like actually a good team
and competing and
yes. I was like, you're telling me this team wasn't finishing last every year? That's crazy.
And I mean, they were only around for 2 seasons, but
right, and like because I didn't know how long it was gonna last, but like only around for 2 years, and
yeah, I love how they just kind of gloss over that. They're like, oh yeah, there's some fraud.
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of fraud. Anyway, look over here. What it felt like. It was like, yeah, a lot of fraud, a lot of illegal use of money that they shouldn't have had.
Right? Yeah. It's
the
crazy.
Equipment manager,
dude. Okay, so I texted you about
definitely on
Papacello.
drugs.
I texted you about Papacello. I was like, you are gonna love this motherfucker.
I was like, oh my God, this guy is actually insane.
I love him. I love him.
He's hilarious. He's hilarious.
So much fun. Because when like there was the game where Jimmy punched the ref. Right? Because the ref told him to fuck off, and then you just like it comes back to the talking head with Papacello, and he's just like, "You don't tell Jimmy to go fuck himself."
Yeah, that shit killed me.
I love that.
Yo,
that's like my favorite part of the whole movie.
Oh my God.
The fans that they interviewed were great. Like especially that old man and his like his like paralyzed wife or whatever.
Right.
Disabled wife. Those two were awesome in terms of just like the fans that they interviewed.
Yeah.
He was just like, fuck yeah.
Like, I'm like reading up on it like after like in different things. Like because AJ said that like more than anything, his dad just wanted to do something nice for the city.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's so cool. Like, obviously, like, it sucks how, like, it was all fraudulent and,
Yeah.
you know,
The trash business, though, is wild. Like, that's how he made
yeah,
all of that.
yeah.
And they call it the Trashers because, yes,
The logo is pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Scrappy, the
And
mascot.
it's so fitting. It all
I
ties
love
in
it.
so perfectly
It's
together.
so good.
Like, they couldn't have made it a better theme.
The
The
bad
way
boys
that
of
this
hockey.
team is run, the bad boys of hockey, all that. What are they called? The Trashers. Just
And the Evil Empire was like another one of their nicknames. Like,
yeah.
and then the first player AJ signs
Is Brent Gretzky.
Brent Gretzky. What the hell?
It's funny as hell. I couldn't believe that either. I was stunned by that. There's so much like I didn't know about. I didn't know this team freaking exists.
And then there was like,
Obviously the UHL has been like defunct for years. Like that's long gone.
yeah, and like for me, when I was growing up around that time, I didn't go to a lot of them, but I went to, Dayton Bombers games, and they were ECHL at the time.
Yeah. But yeah, that was crazy. The whole documentary was unbelievable.
Papacello is my favorite.
Yeah.
And then, okay, question for you. What did you think of Brossel, the commissioner, Mr. Thumb?
He was a weird guy, wasn't he?
He was a fucking rat.
Yeah. Not a fan of that guy at all.
I was like, because he's like, you don't make a mockery of the UHL. And it's like,
and I'm like, dog,
motherfucker, he is putting your league on the map.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, look, it's kind of screwed how it's happening. Like, obviously it's not ideal, but man, are you kidding me? Like this is good for the league.
But then like he completely switches gears once he sees dollar signs. And obviously,
yeah,
if you listen to,
I mean,
everybody listens to Steve's podcast, so they know their thoughts on it. And they're essentially the same thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Just a fucking weirdo. That's just like
just a crazy documentary.
And he was just like, oh yeah, I'm in 102, just hanging out with all the fans. And it's like, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
Russell, you're a bitch.
Screw that guy.
Oh my God. I could talk about like Papacello all day.
For real.
And I don't know why I keep coming back to him, but he's just a fucking psychopath, and I love it.
He is. He's a crazy guy.
But then, okay, so let's talk about some of these players.
I was almost concerned for him. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of these storylines with the players, because it's like obviously the first player they signed was Brent Gretzky for for name recognition, which is like that's it.
Yeah, it's literally it. So you can see a player with the last name Gretzky on the back of a jersey.
I know. And then they got these brothers who were honestly like, those two were cracking me up in their talking head interviews.
Those guys were funny. Yeah, they were hilarious. But like the one that stunned me the most wasn't even Brent Gretzky. It's finding out the fact that Mike Rupp played for them.
I know, because like I love how he even mentions that he's like, he gets fans that come up to him and are like, yeah, I remember you with the Trasher, and he's like, I want a cup like 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah, like
just the last year
scored the cup-winning goal. The cup-winning goal in 03 on Jean-Sebastian Jaguar, who won the frickin' Conn Smythe despite not winning the Stanley Cup. He scored that goal, helped the Devils win the Stanley Cup, and people are like, yeah, you played on this UHL team.
Right. And he was like their best guy.
Oh, 100%.
By like a long shot.
Yeah.
And then like it broke my heart. Well, not broke my heart, but I was just like in tears right at the end when Wingfield
got
to reunite with Jimmy Galante.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is cool.
That was pretty cool. I like that.
Wingfield, between like, I liked Roman Ender's story and like his role of just being, you know, basically the Ryan Reeves of the team, even though they all were.
Yeah, it was a whole team filled with them. It was like that was the thing that I was surprised by this doc. There was a lot more endearing stories kind of in the documentary than I thought there would be. I thought it was just going to be like, oh, this was a shit show. But no, like the people I actually really, really liked in it.
Yeah. And I, you know, personally, I really got attached to, at least player wise, you know, they make it a big deal to tell Brad Wingfield's story. About how he broke his leg and screamed like a banshee and basically turned it into a revenge story over this Elzinga guy. And then like, I love during the revenge game against Kalamazoo, who is, you know, now affiliated with these guys. Yeah. Right? Like, so they're going to this game and they're playing this game and they're ready for it. And then the feed cuts out, and then AJ's like, "But I had my camcorder." I'm like, "Yes, let's watch this. Just throw it out."
That's awesome.
Like, let's fucking go. Oh my god, I could talk about this doc for forever. Like, I honestly want to watch it.
I'd love to talk about it. Yeah, I'd love to talk about it forever too.
I want to watch it again.
We gotta get going soon.
Yeah, but I gotta put this pod together.
Yeah, watch it while you're doing the pod, like putting it together.
Yeah, put it on in the background or something.
Multitasking.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm glad we finally got to review this thing because that was 2 weeks.
Yeah, me too.
It's about damn time
I made it a lot longer. Well, I don't know. I was thinking about not watching it just to keep up like the hilarious joke of me not watching it.
Right, because we talked about that.
I didn't want to get to a point where it's actually pissing you off. So
it's like you being dick.
Well, this is my way of making up for using the Twitter account to boost my ratings.
Yeah, I'll work on getting this out. Hopefully I can actually get this out by like, 10, 11.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
And we're getting closer and closer to the season.
To real hockey season. I'm excited.
Less than 2 weeks, baby. See y'all.
See y'all later.
Jake Jackets, a podcast for fifth liners and all puckheads around. Follow the guys on Twitter at Snake Gehringer, GARRINGER, and at by J Ashdown. And subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen. March on.